أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
قال إنما أشكو بثي وحزني إلى الله وأعلم من الله ما لا تعلمون.
Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Welcome back everyone to our daily Ramadan reflections, where each night we look into a different juz and we look into a verse or verses from that juz. And alhamdulillah, we are in the 11th night of Ramadan, and we just finished listening to a verse out of juz number 12. Specifically, this was out of Surah Yusuf, Surah number 12, and the number of this verse was number 86. Again, the verse we just finished listening to was number 86 out of Surah Yusuf, Surah number 12 out of Juz number 12. And in this verse, Allah Azza wa Jal tells us, He said, I only complain of my suffering and my grief to Allah, and I know from Allah that which you do not know. So who is speaking in this verse? But Yaqub alayhi salam. And who is he speaking to? His sons. See, subhanAllah, before this verse, Yaqub alayhi salam had just received the news that one of his sons was accused of stealing. And which son was this? But Yusuf alayhi salam's younger brother. So again, his other sons had just arrived and informed him of this. And so what does Yaqub alayhi salam do? But he mentions and brings up Yusuf alayhi salam. So his sons say, by Allah, you will not cease remembering Yusuf until you become fatally ill or become of those who perish. So subhanAllah, Yaqub alayhi salam was hurt by this. He was bothered. So he responded and said, I only complain of my suffering and my grief to Allah Azza wa Jal. In other words, not to you, not to anyone else, but to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we notice in this verse that Allah Azza wa Jal tells us that Yaqub alayhi salam said, إِنَّمَا أَشْكُو بَثِّي وَحُزْنِي إِلَى اللَّهِ, that I only complain of my suffering and my grief to Allah. And so we wonder, isn't suffering and grief really the same thing? So why is it that Allah Azza wa Jal mentions both of these things in this verse? Well, see, subhanAllah, some of the ulama have stated that Beth in this verse actually refers to a long-term type of suffering or grief. In other words, something that somebody has been suffering or grieving over a long period of time. And huzn is referring to something that is more recent. So, subhanAllah, in this verse, some of the ulama have stated that Beth is actually referring to Yusuf alayhi salam. And huzn is referring to his younger brother. SubhanAllah, yet again, another example from Allah that every single verse, every single word has been placed in this holy book for a reason. SubhanAllah. After this, Yaqub alayhi salam says what? He says, and I know from Allah that which you do not know. And in Tafsir al-Sa'di, he mentions that Yaqub alayhi salam, when he said this, meant that I know that Allah will return my sons to me. Subhanallah. Subhanallah. Again, what a powerful verse. What a powerful reminder that whenever we are suffering, whenever we are grieving, who do we turn to? We turn to Allah Azza wa Jal. We turn to Allah. Again, very powerful verse out of a very powerful surah. Subhanallah. And I'll be honest with you all, brothers and sisters. It was very difficult to choose just one verse out of this surah, because wallahi is packed with so many powerful verses, so many beautiful gems. And so I'd like to just take a moment to advise you all, to urge you all to, inshallah, just take the time and take a deeper look into this surah. Listen to some lectures on this surah and go take a deep look into it so that you may benefit from it, inshallah, bidnillah. I ask Allah to allow us to benefit from His holy book. And as always, I ask Allah to give us the ability to take full advantage of this beautiful and blessed month. Subhanak Allahumma wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant. Astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Wa jazakum Allahu khairan. Wassalamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.